But back to our top story. Well, President Trump says he has, quote, full confidence that Mexico will help to stem the flow of migrants across the southern border. U.S. officials say the president could call back his tariff threat if Mexico does not meet expectations. Joining us now, Republican Georgia Congressman and a member of the House Budget Committee, Rob Woodall. Congressman, thanks for joining us. You know, the president received a lot of criticism when he put this forward regarding the tariffs, but here we have Mexico coming to the table. They're saying they're going to do a variety of things. Your thoughts on this tactic that the president has taken to essentially wield the U.S. economy as these negotiations have gone forward and where we stand today?
Well, coming out of a do-nothing Congress across the way, Molly, I'm glad we're arguing about the tactics that work. If that's the conversation we're going to have, that we're having so much success, we want to find different ways to get there. Let's do that. But you can't argue with the results. Whether Mexico made this decision last week or last month or last year, we need results. It was a humanitarian crisis for the Obama administration when fewer than a quarter of these migrants were coming across the border. It is absolutely a humanitarian issue. It's an American issue, and we need a good partner in Mexico to solve it.
Some of the numbers are just staggering. 144,000 coming across, apprehensions and admissible at the southwest border, a record high of 84,000 family units. This is for May. 72% of those apprehensions were family units. This is really causing a crowding problem. And today, this morning on Fox News Sunday, Homeland Security Secretary, or Acting Homeland Security Secretary Kevin McAleenan had this to say. Take a listen.
We asked Congress 5.5 weeks ago for supplemental funding to manage this overcrowding concern and get Health and Human Services the money they need to take unaccompanied children expeditiously. We have seen no action on those requests.
What's your response to that?
Secretary is absolutely right. We raised this issue last week when the Pelosi Congress decided it was going to bring up a mass amnesty bill instead of a funding bill. Taking care of families isn't a Democratic or Republican issue. It's an American issue. Taking care of children, an American issue. Rule of law, an American issue. There are lots of things we disagree about on Capitol Hill, but solving this crisis should not be one of them. We haven't gotten permission from Nancy Pelosi to lead forward, but the rank and file is exactly there ready to cast those votes.
Do you think that the deal that's been worked out with Mexico, the various things that Mexico has vowed to do at this point, the National Guard, the fact that asylum cases, people that are waiting can now wait in Mexico, they vowed to, in some cases, help people find jobs there in Mexico. Do you think that's going to help?
Undeniably, it's going to help. This is a step in the right direction, but we're talking about entire percentage points of the Honduran, Guatemalan, El Salvadoran populations migrating through Mexico and into the United States of America. All the while, I represent a majority-minority district. I have folks who have family members who've been waiting 5 years, 10 years, in some cases 20 years to come to this country legally. What we cannot do is send out the message that lawlessness gets rewarded while playing by the rules gets no attention whatsoever. This is an opportunity to pass fundamental immigration reform, and I believe the president wants to put his signature on such a bill.
You know, Mexico has faced some big challenges as far as reining in cartels, for instance, and one of the things they vowed to do as part of this agreement is to go after the human smugglers that have made this journey so dangerous. Do you think they'll be successful in that vein?
I do. And you see the Mexican president down celebrating this agreement as well. That's what our president is. Our president is a negotiator, and to negotiate a deal where the Mexican president can celebrate it and our Homeland Security Secretary can celebrate it, that's the kind of win-win situation that problem solving requires. I'm optimistic about what this is going to mean.
Shifting things back to Georgia, something that's gotten a lot of attention, the heartbeat bill there in Georgia. This has seemed to really activate Democrats there in the state and also across the nation with 2020 looming. Are you concerned about the political ramifications?
I'm not. If the worst thing that goes on in Georgia is that we're fighting too hard for life, that's a good problem to have. The fact of the matter is we're the best place in the country to start a new business. We're the best place in the country to raise a family and get an education. We've got everything going for us in that part of the world. And this new far left tactic of if we don't like your positions on issues, we try to assassinate your character, destroy your job, and eliminate your livelihood. Those are tactics left to a totalitarian regime, not American politics. Georgia's going to be just fine.
Congressman Rob Woodall, it's been a delight to talk to you. Thanks for coming in on Sunday. We appreciate it.